The type of teachers you will have. Every teacher you have will fit into these categories. Let's get into it. Up first, we have the straightforward. This kind of teacher straight up tells you what you need to know. Probably has a syllabus that also tells you everything you need to know. Often heard saying such things as, "This will be on the test," and will then proceed to put that on the test. These teachers generally know their business and deliver the information in a straightforward manner. Praise be. The most common method of dealing with these type of teachers is to not believe them. You've trusted before and been hurt. You can't take that chance again. Ignore their warnings and disregard their test prep questions. You'll be fine. Ignore the fact that the test prep is essentially the same as the test itself, and be bitter the test was so hard. You won't do well at first, but in time, you may learn to trust again. Except you won't, because up next we have the trickster. This is one of the most annoying teachers you will ever get. Everything is a game to them. They live just to mess with you. These are the kind of assholes that put shit on the test that nobody thought of asking in class. Topics that were seemingly avoided even. These jokers will be the type that will have all of the above or none of the above on every single multiple choice question. Some of their multiple choice questions will have 2 right answers, but one will be more right than the other. They will trip you up with trick questions and act disappointed that most of the class couldn't figure it out. But they get off on that shit. They will stay behind their desk to announce their disappointment, to hide their throbbing erections at your frustration. They consume all trust you once had. It nourishes them. Sometimes a trick question will be sniftered out in class discussion, but they never give a straight answer to it. You are left in a perpetual state of unsurety. Abandon hope, all ye who sought to be taught. Dealing with these teachers has 2 phases. The first is that they seem really nice and straightforward, usually a little goofy and an easy class to get through. Just go to class, pay attention, and grind. Easy A. The second phase is realizing that all is lost. You have encountered a trickster, but it took you until the results of the first midterm to figure it out. Your options are to either buckle down and beat them at their own game, know the material better than they do, be super literal about all questions, double check anything and everything. Or see if you can drop the class before it affects your GPA. Or transfer to a different professor. A side note, if you are a teacher listening to this, and you think that using the trickster style is a good way to get your students to try harder, I recommend scheduling a session with a local psychiatrist to inform them that you are a fucking psychopath. Your urges are not normal, you are an asshole, and no one likes you as much as you think. Your personality is cruel, and your methods more so. Back on track. The next category is the incompetent. This teacher looks new and isn't really sure of themselves yet. You can tell that they wanted to do something else, but hey, here they are. It's obvious that yours is the first class that they've taught, so you cut them some slack. An incompetent can be identified by giving straight up wrong information. Often they will be corrected in class. Sometimes they concede right away. Other times it's a struggle to figure out if the student or the teacher is right. You start to trust the textbook more than the lectures themselves. Then you find out they've been there for 5 years, and you're just pissed off. But you don't want to kick any feathers because clearly they have connections, or else they wouldn't have this job. If you get this kind of teacher, you may as well just skip class and read the textbook. But you can't, because they made attendance worth 10 to 15% of your grade. My theory is that roll call is something that they're qualified for, so it's a comforting thing to do. Other popular methods of dealing with this type of teacher is relying on the one kid in class who hasn't given up correcting them yet. Alternatively, you could just be bitter and complain a lot, but never within earshot of the teacher. That will just make things worse for you. You just want to get your attendance marks and get out so you can figure it out on your own. So there you have it, 3 types of teachers you will have. This shit is getting long and nobody has an attention span for a video significantly over 5 minutes. You motherfucker. This shit, are you kidding me? Did you fuck off? So I'll split it into 2 videos and you'll watch them back to back anyways. Next video, we talk about the subcategories that can be identified and how to deal with them.